You can read these stories and find out more about our ebooks, our paperback books, and our other resources at blackineducation.com. That's blackineducation.com. I am fully sensible of the greatness of that freedom which I take with you on this present occasion, a liberty which seemed to me to be scarcely allowable when I reflected on that distinguished and dignified station in which you stand, and the almost general prejudice and prepossession which is so prevalent in the world against those of my complexion. I suppose it is a truth too well attested to you to need proof of here, that we are a race of beings who have long labored under the abuse and censure of the world, that we have long been looked upon with an eye of contempt, and that we have long been considered rather as brutish than human, and scarcely capable of mental endowments. Sir, I hope I may safely admit, in consequence of that report which hath reached me, that you are a man far less inflexible in sentiments of this nature than many others, that you are measurably friendly and well disposed toward us, and that you are willing to and ready to lend your aid and assistance to our relief from those many distresses and numerous calamities to which we are reduced. Now, sir, if this be founded in truth, I apprehend you will readily embrace every opportunity to eradicate that train of absurd and false ideas and opinions which so generally prevails with respect to us, and that your sentiments are concurrent with mine, which are that one universal Father hath given being to us all, and that he hath not only made us all of one flesh, but that he has also without partiality afforded us all the same sensations and endued us all with the same faculties, and that however variable we may be in society or religion, however diversified in situation or color, we are all of the same family and stand in the same relationship to him. Sir, if these are the sentiments of which you are fully persuaded, I hope you cannot but acknowledge that it is the indispensable duty of those who maintain for themselves the rights of human nature and who profess the obligations of Christianity to extend their power and influence to the relief of every part of the human race, from whatever burden or oppression they may unjustly labor under. In this I apprehend a full conviction of the truth and obligation of these principles shall lead all to. Sir, I have long been convinced that if your love for yourselves and for those inestimable laws which preserve to you the rights of human nature was founded in sincerity, you could not but be solicitous that every individual of whatever rank or distinction might with you equally enjoy the blessings thereof. Neither could you rest satisfied, short of the most active diffusion of your exertions, in order to their promotion of any state of degradation, to which the unjustifiable cruelty and barbarism of men have reduced them to. Sir, I freely and cheerfully acknowledge that I am of the African race, and in that color which is natural to them of the deepest dye. And it is under a sense of the most profound gratitude to the supreme ruler of the universe that I now confess to you that I am not under the state of tyrannical thraldom and inhumane captivity to which too many of my brethren are doomed, but that I have abundantly tasted of the fruition of those blessings from which proceed from that free and unequaled liberty with which you are favored, and which I hope you will willingly allow have received from the immediate hand of the being from whom proceedeth every good and perfect gift. Sir, suffer me to recall to your mind that time in which the arms and tyranny of the British Crown were exerted with every powerful effort in order to reduce you to a state of servitude. Look back, I entreat you, on that variety of dangers to which you were exposed. Reflect on that time in which every human aid appeared unavailable, and in which every hope and fortitude wore the aspect of inability to the conflict. And you could not but be led to be a serious and grateful sense of your miraculous and providential preservation. You could not but acknowledge that the present freedom and tranquility which you enjoy have mercifully received, and that it is the particular blessings of heaven. This, sir, was a time in which you clearly saw the injustice of the state of slavery, and in which you had just apprehensions of the horrors of its condition. It was now, sir, that your abhorrence thereof was so excited that you publicly held forth this virtue and invaluable doctrine, which is worthy to be recorded and remembered in all succeeding ages. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Here, sir, was the time in which your tender feelings for yourselves had engaged you thus to declare. You were then impressed with proper ideas of the great valuation of liberty and the free possession of those blessings to which you were entitled by nature. But, sir, how palpable is it to reflect that although you were so fully convinced of the benevolence of the Father of mankind and of his equal impartial distribution of those rights and privileges which he had conferred upon them, that you should at the same time counteract his mercies in detaining by fraud and violence so numerous a part of my brethren under groaning captivity and cruel oppression, that you should at the same time be found guilty of that most criminal act, which you professedly detested in others, with respect to yourselves. Sir, I suppose that your knowledge of the situation of my brethren is too extensive to need a recital here. Neither shall I presume to provide methods by which they may be relieved, otherwise than by recommending to you and all others to wean yourselves from these narrow prejudices which you have imbibed with respect to them. And as Job proposed to his friends, put your souls in their souls' stead. Thus shall your hearts be enlarged with kindness and benevolence towards them, and thus shall you need neither the direction of myself or others in what manner to proceed herein.